Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Battle Through the Heavens Part 168 based on novel. So let's start. Ancient devouring insects. Xiao Yan was startled when he heard the mutterings of Xiao Yan's group. This is a small magical beast that lived during ancient times. Their bodies are extremely tiny, but they are endless in number. The ancient devouring insects, as their name suggests, are able to devour everything. After which, they secrete pure energy. Originally, this kind of thing should have gone extinct. It is unexpected that we have found them here, Zana softly explained. This light curtain should have been created by these ancient devouring insects. Unexpectedly, we have barged into their nest. If they awaken, not even dregs would remain of us. Xiao Yan's expression was a little grave as he spoke. Finding these ancient devouring insects had completely exceeded his expectation. It is likely not just this light curtain. It might be possible that quite a bit of energy within this heavenly tomb has been created by them. Xiao lowered his body, touched the ground, and slowly wondered aloud. Xiao Yan, are you planning on getting all of us killed here? Han Yue laughed in a dense and cold manner. By bringing all of you into this place, I have, at the very least, allowed you to live until now. If we did not enter, all of you would have already died in the energy storm. Xiao Yan glanced indifferently at Han Yue. After which, his eyes swept over everyone as he said in a deep voice, "Now is not the time to talk about this. The crystal walls on the two sides are slowly closing up. We must open the tunnel as soon as possible. Otherwise..." Everyone nodded upon hearing his words. It was a little late to say anything now. There was a raging energy storm outside the tunnel. They would die if they pulled back and left. Remaining here would also lead to death. The only way to survive was to open a tunnel through. Everyone should cease preserving your strength from now on. Of course, I will not stop you if you wish to die, Xiao Yan spoke in a deep voice. He immediately waved his hand. Let's begin. Aye? Everyone nodded upon hearing his command. They quickly stepped forward, and the do-chi within their bodies surged out without holding back. In an instant, a loud rumbling sound appeared within the tunnel in an intense manner. Bang bang. Amid the wild and violent explosions of this group of people, the speed at which the crystal wall was being opened suddenly increased. Crystals shot out and thick layers landed on the ground. While everyone was doing their best to open the tunnel, the crystal walls on both sides slowly began to wiggle. In the end, one could see the crystal walls on both sides slowly closing with one's naked eye. There's an increasing number of ancient devouring insects gathering. Xiao's expression was solemn. There was an endless amount of liquid energy seeping out of the crystal walls. After which, this energy liquid rapidly solidified. If this continued, this tunnel would close before they could completely break through the crystal wall. It won't do to continue like this. Seeing this, Xiao Yan slowly shook his head and commented in a deep voice. There is no choice. We can only do this regardless of how ineffective it is. We will die if we stay. All we can do is go all out. Xiao Yan knit his brows. He also felt a headache. It was unexpected that they would be so unlucky to meet such a troublesome thing in this place. Xiao Yan also frowned. He cautiously looked at both walls. It was vaguely possible to see densely packed insect figures behind the crystal wall. Their numbers really caused one's skin to feel numb. We must hinder the rate at which the crystal wall closes up. Xiao Yan shook his head when he heard this. It's useless. Any attack is swallowed by these ancient devouring insect. Randomly attacking will only cause the energy that they secrete to increase. He waved his sleeve after uttering those words. A powerful do-chi violently struck the crystal wall on both sides. All of them watched the do-chi disappear when it came into contact with the crystal wall. Wave after wave of energy liquid began to rapidly flow from the spot where the do-chi landed. A frightened expression finally surged into Xiao Yan's eyes when he witnessed this scene. These insects might be inconspicuous, but it was unexpected that they possessed such a mysterious strength after gathering together. These ancient devouring insects are hiding behind the crystal wall. Attacking them will not be effective. Those insects will also gather in front of us. A chill suddenly rose within Xiao Yan's heart when he thought of this. Wouldn't that mean they would be sealed to death in this place if that was the case? Jiyu Qingyang was slightly startled when he saw Xiao Yan's face suddenly change. He seemed to recall something. His eyes swiftly turned to the crystal wall where he vaguely saw some tiny figures swiftly gathering. Bang! A fist that contained a powerful wind struck the crystal wall in front of them. This time around, the expected scattering of crystals did not appear. Only a half-a-foot wide dent appeared where the fist landed. Moreover, this dent had just appeared when waves of liquid energy seeped out and quickly repaired it. Those ancient devouring insects have run to the front. Everyone's expression became ugly when they saw this unexpected change. A panic even surged into the eyes of some people. This was really a blind alley. Bang bang. Some people refused to be misled. They once again unleashed two violent attacks. However, they did not manage to cause much of an impact. What should we do now? Everyone faced each other before their eyes gathered on Jiyu Qingyang. However, he was also frowning at this moment. Their hearts involuntarily sank. Jiyu Qingyang, what a good tactic. Han Yai's originally pale expression had become even paler as he spoke in a dark and sinister voice. I will give it a try. Xiao Yan knit his brows as he took 2 steps forward. It is useless, Jiyu Qingyang sighed. The ancient devouring insects' devouring ability was too frightening. Even with their strength, they were unable to resolve the desperate situation in front of them. Xiao Yan did not show any reaction to his sigh. He clenched his hand, but he did not release Do Qi. Instead, a cluster of purple-brown heavenly flames with a dense white color was summoned. The temperature within the tunnel rose with the appearance of this cluster of heavenly flames. Go? Xiao Yan flicked his finger. The heavenly flame in his hand rapidly flew forward. It gently drifted and touched the crystal wall. Creak creak. A creaming sound was suddenly emitted from the energy wall when the two made contact. Everyone was stunned to see a 2-foot-deep hole appeared where the flame landed. The remnant heat annihilated a countless number of ancient devouring insects. Looks like this is not a hopeless situation. These ancient devouring insects are unable to devour heavenly flames. Xiao Yang sighed in relief and laughed to everyone after seeing the effect that the heavenly flame obtained. Everyone quietly sighed in relief at this moment as well. Fortunately, they were able to find hope once again. Xiao Yang quickly opened the tunnel. A joy flashed across Han Yai's eyes as he hurriedly urged. Xiao Yang ignored Han Yai. His eyes landed on the red-clothed lady from the Han clan and the man from the Yao clan. He said, "You two, I can be in charge of opening the tunnel. However, I hope that the both of you will use your heavenly flames to deal with the sides and slow down the rate at which the crystal wall closes up. This job should not be difficult for the two of you. The lady from the Yang clan is called Huashi. She possesses the Red Lotus Yi flame, which is ranked 8th on the heavenly flame ranking. That man from the Yao clan is called Yao Xingji. He is called human medicine in the Yao clan. His alchemist level is quite extraordinary." Zun who was beside Xiao Yang, introduced them in a voice that only he could hear. Red Lotus Yi flame? Xiao Yang's heart thumped slightly upon hearing this. He had never seen a heavenly flame of this rank. Hua Zhu nodded without hesitation after hearing Xiao Yang's words while Yao Xingji frowned. Nevertheless, he could only nod his head when he thought about their current situation. Additionally, Xiao Yang smiled when he saw the two of them nodding. He slowly continued, "Everyone should be aware just what kind of enormous undertaking it is to open this crystal wall. Using the heavenly flame is also very exhausting. I, alone, will not be able to endure through it all. Hence, other than Huawei and Yao Xingji, I will require the energy cores in everyone else's hands." Everyone was startled when they heard this. Jiyu Qingyang's group did not comment much as they nodded. The members from the remaining few clans did not object after hesitating for a moment. They were aware that what Xiao Yan said was true. They still felt tired even after joining hands. Even less needed to be said now that the job would be completed by Xiao Yang alone. Brother Xiao Yang might be straightforward, but his words are reasonable. These are the energy cores that we have gathered during this period of time. The two individuals from the Lei clan mused for a moment before tossing a cloth bag towards Xiao Yang. The cloth bag contained extremely dense energy. From its weight, there was likely more than 100 energy cores. Seeing the duo from the Lei clan take the lead, the remaining people also began to take out the bags that stored their energy cores one after another. They then tossed them to Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang smiled as took all the bags. After which, his eyes landed on Han Ya's duo at the back. He spoke in a faint voice, "What about you two? Xiao Yang, you have already taken so many energy cores. Isn't it enough?" Han Ya demanded in a deep voice. His face had turned cold after seeing that he had failed to escape. "Regardless of whether it is enough, I still wish to get a reward from you," Xiao Yang answered with a smile. It was a whimsical thought if they were thinking of getting him to work for them without any remuneration. Zana involuntarily smiled when she saw this from the side. It seemed that Xiao Yang had decided to ruthlessly grab everything from these two fellows. "Of course, I will not force you if you are not willing. However, please turn around and walk back." Han Ya and Han Li's faces turned green when they saw Xiao Yang show a "please leave" gesture. However, they would definitely be at a disadvantage fighting here given that Xiao Yang's group was large in number. Hence, the two of them exchanged glances and could only clench their teeth. They took out a bag with great dissatisfaction and violently tossed it at Xiao Yang. "Take it. Quickly get to work." The smile on Xiao Yang's face involuntarily became denser when he heard the furious voices of these two individuals. The smile on Xiao Yang's face was slowly withdrawn after storing the many energy cores into his storage ring. His eyes were grave as he looked at the crystal wall in front of him. At this moment, one could see some wiggling insect figures embedded in the crystal wall. Wave after wave of liquid energy continued to seep out of the wall. After which, it solidified and adhered to the crystal wall. "You two, I shall leave the sides to the both of you." Xiao Yang turned his head and spoke to Hua Shi and Yao Xingji. Hua Shi nodded when she heard his words. On the other hand, Yao Xingji merely glanced at Xiao Yang. Although he did not say anything, it was obvious that he was a little displeased in his heart that Xiao Yang was issuing orders. Yao Xingji withdrew his eyes. He moved his hands and a cluster of pale black flames surfaced above his palm. A strange wind sound vaguely whistled when the flame materialized. One would feel an unusual irritation when this wind sound was transmitted into one's ears. It was as though this kind of unusual sound could stir one's emotions. This is. All the eyes present slide over when they saw the pale black heavenly flame in Yao Xingji's hands. Their eyes were a little surprised. Something like a heavenly flame was far too rare. Even though they were members of the ancient clans, they could not simply see them just because they wanted to. 9 Serene Wind Flame, rank 10th on the Heavenly Flame ranking. The corner of Yao Xingji's mouth was involuntarily lifted when he saw everyone's surprised eyes. He smiled faintly and introduced the flame. 9 Serene Wind Flame. Xiao Yang's eyes also paused on this black flame. Being an alchemist, he had naturally heard of this thing. All heavenly flames formed in an extremely bizarre. An example was the 3000 burning flame, which was formed within the empty realm. This 9 Serene Wind Flame, on the other hand, was born from an endlessly deep abyss. Dark wind never ceased blowing all year round in that place. Even an ordinary elite dozun would not dare to venture into it. This so-called 9 Serene Wind Flame was formed with the intense wind. One would not only require luck to obtain this 9 Serene Wind Flame. There was still a need to possess an extremely powerful strength. Based on Xiao Yang's guess, the price that the Yao clan had to pay to obtain this heavenly flame was not small. A slight noise suddenly appeared when everyone's eyes had gathered on the 9 Serene Wind Flame on Yao Xingji's hand. A deep red color slowly glowed within the crystal tunnel. Many eyes looked in the direction of the light, only to see a cluster of deep red bewitching flames slowly rising on a hand. The flame had formed numerous red lotus shapes. Following the appearance of this deep red flame, the 9 serene wind flame on Yao Xingji's hand became a little dimmer. Even the whistling wind had been greatly diminished. Yao Xingji's face involuntarily twitched when he saw his own heavenly flame acting like this. Although he felt a little displeased, he could do nothing about it. The red lotus yi flame was ranked 2 places higher than his 9 serene wind flame. There was naturally a gap between the two of them. TSK, I think that this should be the Yang clan's red lotus yi flame, right? Jiyu Qingyang looked at the heavenly flame in Huaxi's hand. He could not help but smile and ask a clarifying question. I? Hua tilted her head, but her pretty eyes shifted to Xiao Yan. Her eyes contained a strange feeling. Xiao Yang involuntarily smiled when he saw Huaxi's provoking eyes. This lady usually kept very quiet. However, it was unexpected that she would appear this wild when it came to something related to the heavenly flames. After exhaling gently, Xiao Yang gently clenched his hand. Threads of different colored flames seeped from his finger. They gathered together and turned into a cluster of purple-brown flames with a strand of a dense whiteness in it. The flame churned and numerous dragon fire seedlings continued to rise from within the flame. There was a vague dragon roar being emitted. Roar? The red lotuses above the red lotus yi flame on Huaxi's hand began to fluctuate when the heavenly flame in Xiao Yang's hand appeared. It felt as though it had become illusory. On the other side, the 9 serene wind flame on Yao Xingji's hand, which had already become somewhat dim after being suppressed by the red lotus yi flame, had become even dimmer. Even the whistling wind being emitted from it had completely disappeared. Although your heavenly flame's ranking is not ranked among the top, your heavenly flame is comparable to that of the top 6 heavenly flames after your merger. However, you are likely the first since ancient times to perform the crazy act of merging heavenly flames. Hua's pretty eyes revealed a fluctuation within them. A low and enchanting voice was emitted from under her veil. Xiao Yang was non-committal toward these words. Merging heavenly flames might appear crazy, but it was not impossible. These words spoken as if he was the first to merge heavenly flames were likely untrue. At the very least, the owner who created the mysterious Qi method called the flame mantra had merged heavenly flames. All right, we are pressed for time. Let's act now. Xiao Yang did not have time to discuss the matter of merging heavenly flames with Huaxi. After seeing that the other two had summoned their heavenly flames, Xiao Yang took a couple of steps forward and stopped in front of the crystal wall. He spoke in a deep voice, everyone should follow close. Do not get left behind. The heavenly flame in Xiao Yang's hand suddenly soared when his voice appeared. It began to fiercely burn as a deafening dragon roared. A purple-brown dragon rushed out of the flame. It ruthlessly collided with the thick crystal wall. Sharp dragon claws danced as the crystal wall burst apart, forming a large hole. Follow me. The tail of the fire dragon was connected to Xiao Yang's hand. He sternly cried out and violently stomped his foot on the ground. His body swiftly charged forward. Jiyu Qingyang and the rest followed close behind him. What great flame control ability! Surprise flashed across Huaxi's pretty eyes when she saw Xiao Yang transform the flame into a fire dragon which began to open the crystal walls. She swiftly followed, and the deep red flame in her hand swept out at the same time and covered the crystal wall to the left. Its frighteningly high temperature quickly slowed the speed of the closing crystal wall. Yao Xingji on the other side had also begun to work. Although he was a little displeased that Xiao Yang was in command, the most important thing now was his life. He could be at odds with everyone, but he could not be at odds with his own life. Hence, he had also put in all his effort when he acted. The fire dragon whistled and rushed forward within the crystal wall. The frightening temperature had completely incinerated the ancient devouring insects hidden in the wall from some distance away. Despite this being the case, the ancient devouring insects continued to surge over like moths attracted to a flame. The enormous energy that seeped out also posed quite a great obstruction to Xiao Yang. Bang bang bang. Explosions continued to be heard within the crystal wall. The advancement speed of Xiao Yang's group had become much faster. This kind of exhaustion is really too frightening. While his body was swiftly advancing, Xiao Yan also sensed the dou qi within his body seeping out like floodwater. His eyes had become much more solemn as he clenched his hand. A bag appeared in it. However, he did not take anything out. Instead, he grabbed the bag, circulated his qi method and swiftly absorbed the energy within the energy cores. After which, he poured it into the body of the fire dragon in front, which was doing its best to open the crystal wall. How much further is it? The expressions of Ji Qingyang and the rest behind had become grave when they saw Xiao Yan devouring energy cores like a whale devouring plankton. The crystal wall was extremely hard, and the ancient devouring insects were blocking him. Even though Xiao Yan possessed a heavenly flame, it was still not as easy as he had imagined. It will take another half an hour or so before we will break through the light curtain. That silver-robed man mused. Ji Qingyang slightly nodded. All he could do was hope that Xiao Yan could endure. Ferocious explosions occurred along the way. The rumbling sound did not cease, and the atmosphere of the tunnel was quite tense. Their hearts would involuntarily pound each time they saw Xiao Yan absorb the energy cores one bag at a time. This kind of exhaustion was really too frightening. Bang! The fire dragon whistled and heavily collided with the crystal wall. Crystals shot in all directions as Xiao Yan's feet slowed. He spoke in a deep voice, "There is no more energy cores." The faces of quite a number of people twitched when they heard his words. Ji Qingyang mused for a moment and swiftly took out a bright energy core. He handed it to Xiao Yan. "This is a 9-star energy core. I only have one." "It's not enough." Xiao Yan received it without any hesitation, but he still shook his head. 10% of the dou qi within his body was exhausted every meter they advanced. A 9-star energy core might be powerful, but it was still not enough to support them through the light curtain. "I also have one here." Hua Xian hesitated for a moment before taking out another 9-star energy core. "Give me another 3 of them." Xiao Yang exhaled and called on everyone. Everyone became quiet when they heard his words. After all, a 9-star energy core was a precious thing. If we end up dying here, possessing many energy cores will be pointless." That man from the Lei clan sighed. He flicked his finger and an energy core shot into Xiao Yang's hand. "In that case, I will trouble brother Xiao Yang." The two large men from the Shi clan faced each other before swiftly handing an energy core to Xiao Yang. Everyone's eyes involuntarily landed upon the Hun Ya duo at the back after the Shi clan handed over their energy core. Hun Ya's eyelids twitched when he saw their gazes. At this moment, he also understood that his words were useless. All he could do was clench his teeth, take out an energy core, and toss it to Xiao Yang. In order to obtain this 9-star energy core, Hun Li and him had put in a lot of effort for a prolonged period of time. It was unexpected that they would now have to hand it to a person that they did not see eye to eye with. Xiao Yang held the 5 9-star energy cores in his hand and slowly sighed. A punch was thrown out. The fire glow on the fire dragon in front of him suddenly soared. It transformed into a fire figure that instantly penetrated through layer after layer of wall like a thunderbolt. Xiao Yang's group swiftly followed it from behind. This kind of all-out forward charge continued for nearly half an hour. The fire glow in the fire dragon finally began to gradually dim. "We are about to exit." Xiao Yan gave a low cry as he observed the dimming fire dragon. He lifted his head and looked at the emerald-like crystal wall in front of him. Densely packed ancient devouring insects had covered their trail. Only by charging forward would they be able to truly enter the 3rd level of the heavenly tomb. "Huh? This is?" Xiao Yang's eyes drifted just as the fire dragon was about to violently collide with the emerald wall. They focused on something in the middle of that crystal wall. There was a fist-sized creature emitting a pale red light at that spot. Looking from a distance, it appeared just like an insect cocoon. Xiao Yang's eyes swept over the thing that appeared like an insect before swiftly withdrawing them. The current him did not have much time to waste. The crystal wall here seems to be exceptionally hard. Even its color is even denser than what we have seen before. Xiao Yang's eyes revealed an expression of deep thought. He immediately inhaled a deep breath of air. After taking a step forward, his body merged with the fire dragon. He swung his right fist and a hot whistle buzzed within the tunnel in an ear-piercing manner. Bang! Xiao Yan's right fist swiftly merged with the fire dragon. After which, it was suddenly thrown forward and ruthlessly smashed into the emerald wall. A low and deep explosion suddenly resounded as intense rippling forces began to swiftly spread from Xiao Yan's fist, causing the tunnel to shake. Crack! A tiny cracked line began to explode in the crystal wall in front of everyone's anxious eyes. This cracked line began to rapidly spread. Finally, it emitted a bang in front of everyone's joyous eyes and exploded. Xiao Yan's hand suddenly grabbed at the crystal chips flying in all directions when the crystal wall burst apart. A warm jade-like thing landed in his hand. At this moment, Xiao Yan did not pay too much attention to it. He put it into his storage ring. Let's go. Xiao Yan's feet stomped on the ground after shattering the last crystal wall. His body took the lead to rush forward. Behind him, Ji Qingyang and the rest, who had already prepared, followed close behind as they charged towards the enormous hole that Xiao Yan had created. Xiao Yan was extremely quick. Within the blink of an eye, he had already charged out of the tunnel. After which, an endless grey land appeared in his sight. This land was extremely vast. One could not see a boundary at a glance. There was also not a dense energy fog lingering over the ground. When Xiao Yan's group stood here, they were able to sense wave after wave of pure energy seeping into their bodies from under their feet. This kind of discovery caused everyone to feel stunned. A joy that could not be hidden quickly surged onto their faces. The third level of the heavenly tomb was indeed far from what the previous two levels could compare with. With this kind of energy pouring in, it was likely that they would be able to obtain a good training effect even if they did not go and search for energy cores. Is this the third level of the heavenly tomb? The group had a joyous face as they looked around them. The feeling of having been reborn after a disaster caused everyone's heart to sigh in relief. While everyone was sighing in relief, the enormous light curtain behind, which seemed to be connected to the horizon, suddenly emitted an intense buzzing sound. This scene caused Xiao Yan's group to feel shocked. Their bodies began to rapidly pull back. While Xiao Yan's group was pulling back, wave after wave of a snow-white torrent rushed over to them with lightning-like speed. The wave was accompanied by a loud buzzing sound. Ancient devouring insects. They have come chasing after us. The expressions of Ji Qingyang and the rest immediately changed when they saw this wave. Their bodies began to hurriedly withdraw. The white torrent surged out in all directions. However, the flying bodies of ancient devouring insects came to a sudden halt soon after they had charged out of the energy wall. A puff could be heard as they turned into a cluster of white powder that scattered in front of everyone's stunned eyes. After 1 minute, a continuous stream of ancient devouring insects began to charge out of the tunnel without being afraid of death. However, they were repelled by a mysterious strength when they charged 10 feet away from the light curtain. Suddenly, they burst into white powder. In the end, the powder accumulated in front of the energy wall until it was a couple of meters high. These ancient devouring insects, what are they doing? Everyone was stunned as they watched these ancient devouring insects continuously charge out despite clearly knowing that only death waited for them. All of them began to frown. Could it be that they do not wish for us to escape? A person bitterly laughed and gave a suggestion. They would not go all out if their intention was to not allow us to escape. They are committing suicide, and it is a pointless suicide. Ji Qingyang shook his head and spoke with knit brows. A thought passed through Xiao Yan's heart while everyone was pondering what was happening with some doubt. His finger rubbed his storage ring without anyone noticing. Could it be related to the thing that he had grabbed from the crystal wall? The ancient devouring insect suicidal charge continued for nearly 10 minutes. The white powder covered the energy wall in a thick layer. However, it was fortunate that this kind of suicide did not continue on. After a countless number of ancient devouring insects had been turned to dust, the charging speed finally slowed before completely disappearing. Clearly, this useless suicide had finally caused them to give up. Let's go. Jiu Qingyang shook his head and spoke after seeing these ancient devouring insects shrink back into the crystal wall. Xiao Yan also recovered when he heard his words. Suddenly, he turned his head and swept it around. Then he began to frown because he had discovered that Han Yue's group had already fled while everyone was stunned by the wild suicide of the ancient devouring insects earlier. Those two fellows are really cunning. Zana had also discovered that the two people had disappeared. She bunched up her brows and commented, "Ha ha, brother Xiao Yan, it is all thanks to you this time around. Since we have reached the third level, the two of us shall not continue to stand here for long. We will find a place to train. After which, we will quietly wait for 3 years to be up." Hua Xian cupped his hands to Xiao Yang and spoke with a smile. Xiao Yang also grinned and nodded. He cupped his hands in return and said, "In that case, I wish brother Hua Xian a peaceful journey. Goodbye. See you when 3 years are up." Hua Xian laughed. After which, he led Hua Xi into the distance. After Hu Xian, the Shi clan, and the Lei clan said their goodbyes and left. Yao Xingji merely glanced at Xiao Yang before flinging his sleeves and leading that bewitching lady from the Yao clan away without saying any polite words. Within a short couple of minutes, this place had become empty after many people left. Only Xiao Yang's group still remained. "Zana, where are the both of you going?" Jiu Qingyang looked at the two, mused for a moment, and finally asked about their plans. "Is big brother Qingyang still not aware of where we are going?" Zana faintly smiled and replied. Jiu Qingyang helplessly shook his head when he heard this. He looked at Xiao Yang and said, "You really intend to visit Xiao Xian's tomb? That place is in the deepest regions of the heavenly tomb. It is extremely easy to find 8 or 9-star energy bodies there. It is still fine if you meet 1 or 2 of them. If there are too many, it will be extremely dangerous. Moreover, there might even be Doshan-class energy bodies in the deepest regions. You might really end up dying if you meet them." Xiao Yang nodded and said, "I know." Jiu Qingyang felt somewhat helpless when he saw that Xiao Yang had no intention of giving up. He hesitated for a moment before turning his head to look at the silver-robed man, Ji Yushan, and that burly man. He inquired, "What plans do all of you have? Are you going to randomly find a place and train for 3 years? Do you think that is possible? Before we entered the heavenly tomb, I was informed by Elder Tong Xian to protect Sun Er. I think that I am likely not the only one who has received such an instruction." Ji Yushan lifted his head and smiled as he replied. "Me too." The silver-robed man shrugged his shoulder. After which, he looked at Xiao Yang and laughed, "I have not been able to introduce myself. I am Ji Hua, the second general of the Black Submerged Army. In the past, I had been unaware of why Zana had chosen you. Now that I look at it, I have perhaps obtained some answers. I have also received that order." The burly-looking man, who appeared a little simple and honest, laughed. "Ji Yuxing, third commander of the Black Submerged Army. We have you to thank for back there." Xiao Yang smiled and cupped his hands together. Jiu Qingyang and the other 2 generals were not filled with enmity, especially after the events within the Light Curtain. They were clearly a little friendlier to him. Hence, Xiao Yang did not treat the 3 of them in a cold and indifferent manner. "Looks like this is the case for everyone." Jiu Qingyang spread his hands and laughed. "Since this is the case, let's travel together. With the few of us joining hands, nothing unexpected should happen as long as we do not meet any Doshan-class energy bodies. Whether you will be able to enter Xiao Xian's tomb will all depend on you. The experts from our Jiu clan once reached that place. However, we do not have a way in. No matter what method we tried, we were unable to enter, therefore, you should be mentally prepared. Perhaps your ancestor does not want anyone to enter and disturb him." Xiao Yang slightly grinned. He nodded and said, "My instincts tell me that I will likely gain something there. Hopefully." Jiu Qingyang was unconcerned. He lifted his head and glanced over the grayish-brown land. After which, he exhaled and smiled as he said, "In that case, we should get moving. I really wish to see just how frightening the 3rd level of the heavenly tomb is. Let's get moving." Xiao Yan also laughed. After which, he exchanged glances with Sun Er. Subsequently, their toes pressed on the ground and their figures turned into two rays of light that took the lead as they swiftly rushed to the third level. Jiu Qingyang and the three others swiftly followed behind. Two black figures slowly appeared a great distance from Xiao Yang's group. They were Han Yue and Han Li, who had fled long ago. Jiu Qingyang's group has joined Xiao Yan and Sun Er. Han Li turned his head, looked into the distance, and made a comment. Together, huh? It's just as well. It will save us some trouble when the time comes, Han Yue indifferently nodded. A brutal expression flashed across his lowered eyes. Xiao Yang, the next time we meet, will be the time when we take your life. Just you wait. This video will end here.